No one knows the secret of this beggar. Haunted by loss, driven by grief, he's about to unleash a vengeance no one will survive. The story begins with a man named Dwight Evans taking a quiet bath in someone else's house. At first it looks peaceful, but it quickly becomes clear that he doesn't live there. When he hears a car pull up outside, he panics and climbs out the window. Dwight is actually homeless and has been sneaking into the house for a brief moment of comfort. After leaving, he returns to his real shelter, an old junk car parked by the beach. That's where he spends his nights. Later that evening, Dwight digs through a trash can and finds some leftover food, which he eats hungrily back at his car. He passes the time by reading a book before falling asleep. Early the next morning, a police officer wakes him up.
Is it about the house? Because I could...
Dwight, sweetheart, I'll explain. Okay? Just come with me.
She isn't there to arrest him, but she asks him to come to the station. Dwight looks worried, thinking it might be about the house he broke into, but she assures him it's something else.
I don't mean to scare you. You're not in any trouble.
At the station, the officer delivers news that shakes him to his core. A man who committed a double murder years ago is about to be released from prison.
And I just thought you should be somewhere safe when you found out.
She warns Dwight because she wants him to stay safe. The man being released is Wade Cleland, the same person responsible for killing Dwight's parents 2 decades earlier. The news leaves Dwight deeply unsettled. Although the officer suggests he stay at the station for a while, Dwight has something else in mind. The next day, he buys a map, fills his car with gas, and starts driving with a newspaper in hand. A newspaper clipping given to him by the officer confirms that Wade is indeed being released. Dwight decides he needs a weapon. He visits a gun shop but quickly realizes he doesn't have the money to buy one. He briefly considers stealing, but the store's security cameras make him hesitate. That night, while driving past a nightclub, he notices several parked cars, but no people around. Taking advantage of the quiet, he smashes a window and steals a handgun. Unfortunately, when Dwight tries to remove the lock from the gun with a crowbar, he accidentally breaks it, leaving him frustrated, still without a working weapon. He continues on his way. Soon he reaches the Virginia State Penitentiary and waits anxiously. A limousine arrives carrying Wade Cleland's family. Wade is released and greets his relatives with smiles. Seeing Wade freeze in front of him stirs up anger and grief. Dwight follows the family as they drive to a nearby bar to celebrate. He sneaks inside the bar through the back and hides in the bathroom with a small knife. When Wade enters with his brother, Dwight hides in a stall, waiting for the right moment. After Wade's brother leaves, Dwight attacks. A brief struggle ensues, but Dwight manages to stab Wade in the head, killing him. He leaves the bathroom shaken and covered in blood. Outside, he tries to slash the limousine's tires, but accidentally cuts his own hands in a panic. Dwight realizes he dropped his car keys in the bathroom while trying to escape quickly. He jumps into the limousine and drives off just as Wade's family discovers the body and rushes outside. As Dwight drives, he suddenly notices a passenger hiding in the back seat. It's William, the youngest member of the Cleveland family.
Did you hurt Wade?
Yeah.
The boy nervously asks if Wade was hurt, and Dwight admits the truth. William then tells Dwight that Wade was not actually the one who killed his parents.
I don't think he did.
Shocked and unsure what to believe, Dwight lets the boy go, confused and weighed down by doubt. He abandons the limousine in the woods and walks away. Eventually, he finds an empty house and takes the opportunity to clean himself up. He shaves his messy hair and beard and changes into fresh clothes. The transformation makes him almost unrecognizable. Later that night, he flips through TV channels, expecting to hear about Wade's murder, but no news reports mention it. The following day, Dwight goes to see his sister, Sam.
Need money?
No.
They sit together at a cafe where Dwight admits what he has done.
Wade Cleland, I killed.
Bullshit.
He explains that he killed Wade, believing it was the only way to protect himself,
I thought there'd be something on the news, but...
and expresses how strange it feels that there has been no news coverage.
Dwight.
I thought he'd kill me. first.
Sam is shocked, but also somewhat relieved, since the Clevelands had haunted their lives for years. She mentions that she often sees the family limo in their old neighborhood, which always makes her angry.
And they will be suffer.
Dwight grows worried that the Clevelands might retaliate. He asks about her children, and Sam says they are safe at home with a sitter. They rush back, fearing the worst, but the kids are unharmed. Sam is furious with Dwight for putting them in danger. Dwight promises to turn himself in, but first he wants to ensure that she and the children are safe.
The car is registered here, and it's not worth...
He begs her to leave town and stay in Pittsburgh since his car is registered at her address and the Clevelands could easily track them. Sam doesn't want to abandon her home, but for the sake of her children, she finally agrees. She leaves with the kids while Dwight stays behind alone in the house, preparing for the possibility of an attack. Dwight arms himself with a pitchfork and stays awake through the night, waiting. At first, nothing happens, and he eventually relaxes, making tea and going through some old family belongings. Suddenly, he hears cars outside. Looking out the window, he sees his old junk car parked in front, a clear sign that the Clevelands have arrived. Dwight quickly sets up a trap. He arranges the bedroom to look like someone is sleeping there, turns on the lights, and leaves the faucet running to create noise. Two of the Cleveland brothers break a window and sneak in. As they move cautiously upstairs, distracted by the noise, Dwight slips outside. He runs toward his car, but accidentally runs over one of the brothers. Teddy panics.
Were you coming for me or for her?
Dwight tries to question him, asking whether the Clevelands plan to attack his sister, but Teddy is unconscious as Dwight struggles to drag the body. Then another brother, Carl, appears with a gun. Dwight grabs Teddy's weapon and forces Carl to back off. He shoves Teddy into the car, but Carl manages to shoot Dwight in the leg with an arrow. Despite the pain, Dwight drives off, screaming as he escapes. Next morning, he pulls over in a quiet spot. He searches Teddy's body, taking his wallet, cash, and other belongings before locking him in the trunk. With no other option, using a saw, he cuts off the shaft of the arrow lodged in his leg, enduring intense pain. He then goes to a pharmacy to buy supplies and tries to remove the remaining piece himself. But the pain is overwhelming. Eventually, he staggers into a hospital, begging for help before collapsing.
I had an accident on my leg.
When he wakes up, he's in a hospital bed, his wound stitched and treated. Dwight slips out quietly before anyone notices. Dwight heads back to his car, where Teddy has regained consciousness in the trunk. Begging to be let out. Dwight ignores him. He changes out of his hospital clothes into some donated ones and then drives to his sister's house. Once there, he cleans up the place, fixes the broken window from the Cleveland attack, and makes everything look less chaotic. Later, Dwight sits in his car, flipping through his old high school yearbook. Teddy keeps yelling from the trunk, but Dwight doesn't respond.
Not until I have a gun.
He mutters that he won't release him unless he gets a gun. While looking through the yearbook, he spots a picture of his old friend Ben, who used to be in the military, and decides to find him. Dwight visits Ben's old house and meets Ben's mother.
I didn't recognize you, Dwight.
She hasn't seen him in years but still remembers him. She gives Dwight his son's current address and even invites him in for tea before sending him on his way. Dwight watches her leave and then tracks down Ben, who is working at a nightclub.
I was looking for a band member named Ben.
After Ben finishes his shift, Dwight approaches him.
Wow, man. You look square.
Ben is shocked to see him alive, especially since he once made missing posters for Dwight. Dwight doesn't explain much. He simply says he needs help, specifically a gun. Ben brings him back to his house. Unsure of what Dwight is planning, Ben decides not to ask questions.
My current personal favorite, bolt action, heavy.
He hands him a rifle, but insists that Dwight at least know how to use it. Dwight hesitates, but agrees, and Ben shows him the basics. They share an unspoken bond, and Ben senses the heavy burden Dwight is carrying.
I just need you to trust me, please.
I do trust you, bro.
Back at the car, Dwight finally opens the trunk to talk to Teddy. He asks if the Clevelands came for him or his sister.
You came to my sister's house. Were you coming for me or for her?
Teddy admits they only came for Dwight. When Dwight asks why they didn't involve the police, Teddy explains that the family prefers to handle things privately. Exhausted and drained, Dwight says he'll turn himself in, but Teddy tells him it won't undo.
That's how this works, man. The one with the gun gets to tell the truth.
Dwight then asks about what William had said earlier, that Wade wasn't the killer. Teddy confirms it. It wasn't Wade, but their father, Big Wade, who murdered Dwight's parents after discovering an affair between Dwight's father and his wife. Dwight's mother wasn't even the target. She was there trying to protect Big Wade, who had cancer.
What are you trying to do? What are you trying to do, man? God damn!
His son Wade had taken the blame. Blinded by revenge, Dwight had killed the wrong man. The truth shakes him. Years of pain, and he never struck the real culprit, never ending the cycle. Dwight allows Teddy to call his family to arrange a meeting, but Teddy tricks him.
There's nobody home, stupid fuck!
Attacking him and stealing his rifle. He reveals that the house is empty, with the family out hunting, and mocks Dwight, saying that his parents' killer smoked, drank, and died free while Dwight wasted his life chasing revenge.
For that, your sister.
Just as Teddy is about to shoot, Ben appears and kills him. Having followed quietly, they load Teddy's body into the car. Dwight explains everything: his parents' murder, Wade's release, and his desperate quest for revenge.
You're not gonna let this end.
Ben listens and then gives him a smaller rifle, easier to carry. Before Dwight leaves, he apologizes for dragging Ben into the mess. Ben reassures him, saying that fighting back probably saved his life.
If it were my family, I might do the same. I don't know.
They hug goodbye. Dwight takes the battery from Ben's car to prevent him from following and then drives off. Dwight heads to the Cleveland family home in the woods and finds it empty. He breaks in and searches the house, discovering multiple hidden guns to remove their advantage. He gathers all the weapons and throws them into a nearby lake, even urinating on Big Wade's grave in a small act of spite. Inside the house, he builds barricades with furniture and waits for them to return. After a long wait, he falls asleep and eventually wakes. The next morning, Dwight drags Teddy's body from the trunk and buries it in the yard. As a grim warning, he leaves a voicemail at the Cleveland house. In it, he explains that he knows the truth, that Teddy is dead, and that 2 people from each family are gone. So things are even. He demands that they end it now and leave his sister out of the conflict. That night, Carl and his sisters return.
Yes, I did, but it doesn't matter.
They listen to the message, but Carl shouts that they'll kill Dwight's sister. Without hesitation, Dwight shoots Carl dead. The sisters panic and beg him to stop. Emotionally drained and worn down, Dwight tries to explain his reasoning, but the violence feels endless. William then sneaks in and shoots Dwight in the stomach.
Yes, it is.
Go blow his head off! Kill him, William!
The sisters urge William to finish it, but the boy freezes, unwilling to kill while Dwight bleeds badly. Dwight tells him he doesn't have to.
My car's down the road a ways, in the woods.
He instructs William to take his car, hidden in the woods, and leave before he goes. Dwight also reveals that William is actually his half-brother, the child of his father's affair. William leaves quietly. Inside, one of the Cleveland sisters grabs a hidden machine gun and opens fire, triggering a brutal shootout. William hears the chaos, but doesn't return. When it ends, everyone inside is dead. Dwight lies among the bodies, finally letting go. The film closes with William walking away. Both families have been destroyed, but with him leaving, there's at least a chance for the cycle of revenge to finally end. That was Blue Ruin. Revenge, chaos, and secrets spilling everywhere. If you love this wild ride, smash that like so more people can join the madness, and hit subscribe to never miss a twisted story again. Let's make the chaos go viral.